We've come to learn very early in this film, I think, that David Brent hasn't changed at all. He is still this awkward, inappropriate, kind of sexist guy that he's always been. He's also quite an interesting depiction of this like desperate middle-aged man who's just clinging on to this part of his youth, like similar to Ricky Gervais as well. He was in a band, like he did have a slight music career. And he's hanging on to that. Like that must have been the last time that he was truly happy because he wants to relive it. He's so desperate to relive it. So they go out on this tour and he's had to pay for obviously all these session musicians to come and join him. And it just isn't the same. And the disappointment and the sadness from him is palpable, I think.
It is. And that's something everyone's experienced in their life is you want this thing to be something and other people just don't care about it as much as you do. And it's heartbreaking. Like I did a video on Twitter a couple of weeks ago about building a bar, a home bar.
Oh, yeah, like in your garden.
In your garden. And people think it's the best thing ever. But then someone else is just indifferent towards it. Yeah. Your heart just sinks. And also, he knows, really, deep down, he knows it's not going anywhere.
But I think that's the real genius of Brent, though, is that there is comedy and tragedy side by side, and that's why it's so funny. But that's why it's so sad because, like Alice says, he's so desperate to be accepted by his peers and the people around him. He's desperate to be liked and thought of as funny and a nice guy and a good boss. That in trying to be accepted, he pushes people away and ends up with the band who he's touring with. He has to pay them to have a pint with him after one of the gigs and that sort of thing. But that's where I think the real quality of this film is that, because what you identify with, or what you perhaps enjoy. What I enjoyed about the film was that the little moments of sweetness where there are people who like him, and they talk about him.
That'll mean the world to him. Yeah, and that's what keeps them going. Like you see this with comedians, with delusional comedians. They'll have 8 bad gigs and then they'll get one little glimpse of that was good. And it's those things that keep them going. And I feel it's the same with Brent in this. It's those little moments of success that actually aren't helpful. It's like a gambler.
Yeah, enabling him.
Yeah, an occasional win. Like I'm so bad at gambling, I never win, so I could never be addicted to gambling.
Yeah.
But it's like that. If you get the occasional win, it's the encouragement you need, and it's the same with Brent in this. It's those little. Maybe I'm not deluded. Maybe I'm onto something here. That's what keeps him going, I think.